A single figure sits at the center of this discussion. That figure is 1,618. That was the total number of votes received by Jungkook in an Idol chart survey that asked fans which star they most wanted to see transform the water bomb stage. The significance of that result becomes clearer when compared with the artist who finished in second place. Psy received 222 votes. To understand the weight of that comparison, it is important to consider Psy's long-standing connection with water bomb. Among all performers linked to the festival, Psy is widely regarded as one of the names most closely identified with the event. His appearances have produced memorable moments that many attendees continue to remember years later as some of the most remarkable live performances they have experienced. For Psy, water bomb is more than a regular festival appearance. It has become a cultural tradition. His performances combine an understanding of summer entertainment with a festival format that highlights his strengths perfectly. Whenever Psy takes the water bomb stage, the audience becomes completely immersed in the atmosphere. Energy surges through the crowd, and the event turns into a shared experience that remains attached to a particular season, a particular memory, and a particular feeling of excitement. Yet Jungkook collected 1,618 votes, while Psy earned 222. The difference is roughly 7-1. For every vote cast in favor of Psy, more than 7 were given to Jungkook. In a poll centered specifically on water bomb, a festival that Psy has helped define within South Korea's summer music culture, Jungkook did not merely finish ahead. He dominated the results by such a large margin that the comparison almost seems to belong to two different categories. The real question raised by those numbers is not whether Jungkook would command attention at water bomb. The voting outcome already suggests that many people have answered that question positively. The more interesting issue is why anticipation surrounding his appearance has reached such a level. What exactly do people expect from Jungkook on a water bomb stage that inspired 1,618 voters to choose him so decisively? To understand that expectation, it is necessary to examine what water bomb actually represents, what it requires from performers, why it serves as a unique challenge, and how Jungkook's abilities align with those demands. Water bomb is a summer music festival held in the country of South Korea. Over time, it has developed into one of the most recognizable and widely discussed live entertainment events in the Korean cultural calendar. Its defining feature is simple: water. The performers are soaked. The audience is soaked. The stage itself is soaked. Water is not used occasionally as a visual enhancement. It forms the foundation of the entire event. Every aspect of the festival is shaped by that condition. Because water is present everywhere, the atmosphere becomes different from that of a traditional concert. The audience experiences a sense of freedom and shared participation that rarely exists in more conventional settings. When everyone in the venue is drenched, barriers related to comfort and self-consciousness begin to fade. A collective willingness to embrace the experience emerges naturally. Artists who succeed at water bomb are usually those who understand that dynamic. Rather than resisting it, they connect with it, reinforce it, and elevate it. This is one reason Psy has remained such a strong fit for the festival. His approach to live performance centers on creating an environment where audiences can let go of hesitation and fully engage with the moment. His stage presence is energetic and welcoming. His connection with spectators feels immediate and physical. Those qualities thrive in the water bomb environment. However, the festival also places additional demands on performers. Success is not based solely on charisma or audience interaction. The conditions require artists to project confidence and authority while performing under constant exposure to water and non-stop crowd energy. Not every performer adapts equally well. Some appear to be coping with the circumstances. Jungkook, by contrast, appears perfectly suited to them. This is one of the clearest reasons why 1,618 people selected him in the poll. The image of Jungkook performing while drenched by water does not diminish his stage presence, it intensifies it. Characteristics that already make him visually compelling during a standard performance become even more pronounced under the unique conditions created by Waterbomb. What makes Jungkook so striking on stage goes beyond appearance alone. It is the way he moves, the manner in which he commands space, the force of his presence, the tattoos, the earrings, the rare balance between sensitivity and strength that often defines his most memorable performances. None of these qualities are reduced by water. Instead, they become even more noticeable. There is something unique about seeing Jungkook perform while completely soaked that creates a visual impact unavailable in a typical indoor setting. The people who cast their votes in that Idol chart survey understood this clearly. They were voting not only for a performer but also for the image they expected to witness. They imagined what Waterbomb would look like with Jungkook standing at the center of the stage. That image alone inspired 1,618 votes. Yet, if visuals were the only factor, comparing him with Psy would not carry much meaning. Psy's reputation at Waterbomb has never depended primarily on appearance. His influence comes from the atmosphere he creates. It comes from his ability to unite thousands of people into one shared experience and generate a collective energy that spreads through the entire venue. For Jungkook to receive roughly 7 times more votes than Psy in a poll asking who could transform the Waterbomb stage, there must be more involved than appearance. People are also responding to what they believe he can deliver as a live performer. There is an expectation that the energy he brings could match or even surpass what audiences have traditionally associated with Psy at the festival. That expectation is not presented as criticism of Psy. His history with Waterbomb remains significant and well-earned. Rather, it reflects confidence in what Jungkook can contribute when placed in the right performance environment. This brings attention to what Jungkook represents as a live artist. That may be the real explanation behind those 1,618 votes. Looking at the available evidence, Jungkook stands among the most complete live performers currently working in popular music. The Ararang World Tour has provided extensive examples of this. Night after night, audience reactions and media coverage have described something that goes beyond entertainment and extends beyond technical proficiency. Reports frequently describe the experience of sharing a room with a performer who remains fully engaged in every moment. Someone who responds to the unique atmosphere of each individual show. Someone capable of shifting an audience from one emotional state to another with a natural ease that comes from years of experience combined with abilities that cannot simply be taught. His vocal performances have drawn exceptional attention throughout the Ararang era. Live renditions in Las Vegas were often described as surpassing their studio recordings. Improvised vocal moments revealed new dimensions within songs that listeners had never noticed before. He also possesses the unusual ability to sing with full strength while simultaneously performing demanding choreography at a level that would be impressive even for someone focused exclusively on dance. These qualities are not minor details. They form the foundation of what makes Jungkook such a powerful presence in a live environment. One word continues to appear when describing that effect: unpredictable. Not in a negative sense. Rather, in the sense that audiences can never fully anticipate what will happen next. At his strongest, Jungkook performs in a space that extends beyond preparation and rehearsal. He operates within the immediate reality of the moment. That is where many of the most memorable live performance experiences are created. Now, place those same abilities into a Waterbomb setting. Imagine a performer with exceptional vocals. Add athletic choreography. Add commanding physical presence. Add the capacity to discover new possibilities during a performance, rather than simply following a fixed plan. Then place that performer on an outdoor summer stage surrounded by water, heat, and an atmosphere that encourages freedom and spontaneity. The result is more than a successful water bomb appearance. It has the potential to become the kind of performance people continue discussing years later, the kind of moment that enters festival history, the kind that creates a clear distinction between what came before and what followed afterward. The choice of songs also becomes important. Setlist decisions at Waterbomb differ from those made for a conventional concert. The structure of the festival demands specific qualities from the music. The songs must carry strong energy. They must function effectively at high volume in an outdoor environment. They must be accessible enough for attendees who may not know every song in an artist's catalog. The audience should feel involved rather than simply watching from a distance. The music must also encourage movement, momentum, and the shared excitement that defines the Waterbomb experience. 7 satisfies all of those requirements. The song is instantly engaging. Its rhythm and intensity fit naturally within an outdoor festival atmosphere. It is recognized widely enough around the world that even casual attendees are likely to know it. Performed live by Jungkook under Waterbomb conditions. Surrounded by water, summer temperatures, and a highly energized crowd, the song could take on an entirely different dimension. Standing Next to You delivers a contrasting energy. It feels more direct, more physical. At Waterbomb, it becomes the type of song that audiences experience throughout their bodies, rather than simply hearing through speakers. The material from the Ararang era also deserves consideration. These are the songs Jungkook and his fellow members have performed during the world tour that generated reactions leading to descriptions such as the Concert God title, walking pictorial coverage, and extensive documentation celebrating the peak of this BTS performance era. Placed within the Waterbomb environment, that material could create something the festival has rarely encountered before. The total of 1,618 votes also reflects Jungkook's current position within Korean popular culture. This aspect of the story connects the Waterbomb poll to the larger narrative surrounding the Ararang era. Following military service, Jungkook returned during what became one of the most successful and widely discussed BTS comeback periods in recent memory. The Ararang album received significant critical praise while also achieving remarkable commercial success. The world tour has delivered performance after performance that serves as visible evidence of one thing. Whatever challenges Jungkook has experienced throughout his personal life and professional journey have not reduced his abilities on stage. Instead, those experiences appear to have strengthened them, intensified them, and made his performances even more compelling. The Korean public has witnessed that progression. For years, BTS has remained under close attention, and Jungkook has received a particular level of interest, often directed toward artists who symbolize national achievement and pride. People have followed every stage of that journey. The total of 1,618 votes represents more than excitement for a possible Waterbomb appearance. Those votes also reflect the cultural significance Jungkook carries into that moment. They acknowledge what he represents, what he has accomplished, and everything that brought him to this point. Another important element involves the physical demands unique to Waterbomb itself. The festival requires performers to feel completely comfortable within a very specific and demanding environment. Water changes every aspect of a performance. It alters how clothing appears. It affects movement. It transforms physical sensations experienced on stage. For an artist whose physical image plays such an important role in his performance identity, those conditions create opportunity rather than difficulty. The environment allows dimensions of that presentation to emerge in ways unavailable elsewhere. The tattoos that Jungkook developed as part of his personal and artistic expression throughout his solo era take on a different visual impact at Waterbomb. His physical presence, described repeatedly through fan recordings, audience accounts, and media coverage, often extends beyond traditional idol performance language. It occupies a space where athleticism and artistic expression seem to meet. Water does not reduce that effect. It strengthens it. The way he moves on stage, already one of the most discussed elements of his performances, changes noticeably under wet conditions. Motion appears smoother. The physical effort behind each performance becomes easier to see. Everything that makes Jungkook engaging during a standard performance remains intact. Then the influence of water adds another layer. The voters in that idol chart poll understood exactly what they hoped to witness. That understanding led them to cast 1,618 votes. The comparison with Psy naturally emerges from those results. However, viewing the situation purely as a competition misses the larger point. Psy's legacy at Waterbomb remains meaningful and deserved. His contributions represent an important example of Korean Summer Festival performance at its finest. The voting outcome does not necessarily suggest that Jungkook is objectively superior as a Waterbomb performer. Instead, it points to a unique level of anticipation connected to the idea of Jungkook appearing at Waterbomb during the summer of 2026. This comes during one of BTS's most successful comebacks in years. It comes while his solo career is generating remarkable statistics, substantial critical praise, and exceptional audience reactions throughout a global world tour. Those circumstances create a situation unlike anything previously seen in the festival's history. The 1,618 voters did not choose Jungkook over Psy because they believed Psy's Waterbomb appearances lacked greatness. They voted because years of observing Jungkook have given them confidence in what may happen once he steps onto that stage. They expect a moment that audiences will remember long after the festival ends. Festival media itself described Jungkook as a performer who generated significant anticipation through exceptional vocals, performance ability, strong physique, and commanding stage presence. That description carries special meaning within a Waterbomb setting. The festival recognizes exactly what type of performer it is welcoming. It understands that the combination of qualities Jungkook possesses aligns unusually well with the event's format. The 1,618 voters recognized that connection even before the festival publicly acknowledged it. They understood because they had already been watching him closely. There is also another layer to consider regarding a Waterbomb appearance during the summer of 2026. The BTS World Tour Ararang remains underway. The Busan concerts in June represent a meaningful milestone within the homecoming narrative of the comeback period. Waterbomb exists within that same national cultural landscape. As a result, the festival becomes part of the broader story surrounding BTS and the people who support them. Within that context, a Jungkook appearance at Waterbomb becomes more than a festival booking. It becomes a chapter in a larger narrative. It places Jungkook in the Korean summer of 2026 while operating at the height of his abilities. It places him on a stage that demands every skill he possesses. It also provides an opportunity for audiences to see those abilities displayed without some of the limitations that naturally accompany indoor stadium performances. In many ways, it represents a summer counterpart to what Las Vegas became. An outdoor Korean summer festival version of the concert god phenomenon. And according to the vote count of 1,618 compared with 222, anticipation could hardly be higher. The central question remains simple. What will Jungkook do at Waterbomb that inspired 1,618 people to choose him? He will arrive. He will step onto the stage. He will perform under the water. If his history as a live performer offers any indication, those 1,618 voters may ultimately feel that their votes failed to fully express what they expected. Because they were not voting merely for a strong performance. They were not voting only for a great performance. They were voting for the experience of witnessing an artist who gives everything available to him whenever he takes the stage. An artist who commits completely. An artist who holds nothing back. An artist who leaves no emotion unexpressed and no effort unused for the audience standing before him. What they selected was Jungkook at his fullest potential. Now, Jungkook and Waterbomb are approaching the moment that will reveal exactly what that means. Korea is prepared, Army is prepared, and the stage will be completely soaked. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts and let others know which Jungkook performance you believe would fit the Waterbomb stage best. Stay tuned for more updates on the Ararang era and the major moments still ahead.